Siblings, we have been co-workers, we've been friends, we've been best friends, and there was probably times when we were kids where I would have said she was my least favorite person on the planet. Kylie was just like always around, and I felt like she was always doing exactly what I did, which is like an enormous compliment, but when you're 7, all you care about is doing your own thing, and your little sister is just there. We have this picture of me at probably 7 years old in our backyard, just like taking a leak on the fence, and then right next to me is a 3-year-old Kylie, pants down, cheeks out, trying to pee on the same fence. And she just like was always there, always doing the same thing, and it used to really get on my nerves. And then I think as I've gotten older, I've begun to tell people that Kylie just does like all the things that I do in life, just like 3 years later and a lot better than me. Kylie has been such like an influence in high school, at ORU, at Shepherd's Fold, wherever it's been. You'll be hard-pressed to find somebody who does not have just like overwhelmingly positive things to say about Kylie. They just like don't exist. And she has this unique ability to just make everybody feel like they are the most important person in the room when she's talking to them. And I think there's just not many people that have the ability to do that. And my pop used to ask me, he'd be like, what are you gonna do when one of your friends, wants to date your sister? And I was like, well, man, first of all, none of my friends would ever do that. And I was like, 2, I would never let Kylie do that, which is a bit ironic when you consider all of my attempts to date her friends. But I'll tell you this much, when I met Wyatt, no part of me thought that he was going to be the one to marry my sister. He didn't talk for the first month that I knew him. And honestly, I would talk to my friend Lonnie and would be like, is this dude, is he here? Mentally. And it wasn't until we had a conversation, some lively debate about, pizza that I was like, okay, he's got something to him. And, over the years since 2019, I've had a lot of titles in Wyatt's life. We've been friends first. Wyatt and I were friends first. We've been co-workers. We've worked at Shepherd's Fold together. And I think when I really knew that Wyatt had something to him is when I had to have a conversation with him. I had to be like, man, you are not allowed to use the word predestination with 11-year-olds because they don't know what you're talking about. And then, I started getting these calls after I had graduated, people being like, hey, what's going on with Wyatt and Kylie? And I was like, I wish I could tell you. Because I heard about it for 6 months before Wyatt said anything. And then I got a phone call on a Tuesday, and he's like, hey, can I come over? I was like, man, I guess so. I don't even know if I would have used the friend label at that point. But he walked in the door, sat down. He was at my house within 5 minutes. I think he was just waiting around the corner. He walked in and he sat down and he just launched, when Wyatt, he gets really serious when he wants to be serious about something. We just launched into this whole monologue about how he wanted to date Kylie and all these things, and I'm sure I was very receptive to that, but the whole time I think Mason was around the corner just listening to the whole thing, frozen like a statue. But I think as you know Wyatt, you know that Wyatt is the biggest servant-hearted guy you will ever know. And I think when you put together 2 people who are so special separately and then put them together, I just feel like you don't see it very often. And Wyatt is a big John Piper fan, so it only felt fitting to fit a little Piper quote. Piper says that the meaning of marriage is not mainly about being or staying in love. It's about showing with your actions to your spouse the real life tangible power of the gospel. And I can't think of 2 people who show that better than Kylie and Wyatt do. And I'm just so thankful to have Wyatt, not just as a friend and a former roommate and a coworker, but to have him as a brother. And I just know when you get 2 people who are so Christ-centered in one family, and it's insane the things that will happen. So Wyatt, I am so deeply appreciative of you and the impact you've had in my life. And Kylie, I'm so proud of you, and I strive to be more like you every day. So thanks for letting me be here and letting me talk. I appreciate that. So let's all give it up for Kylie and Wyatt tonight.